G'day. Sorry, I have to get this finished for somebody. They've been waiting too long. Sorry, my name's Rob. I live in Tasmania, down underneath Australia, a beautiful touristy area. This is my home. I have a big family and I'd like to share with you some of it. Was born in Hobart. My mum and dad grew up in Hobart. We pretty much lived in Hobart my entire childhood with my two older brothers and my younger sister.
And my name is Andrea Webberley. I'm the mother of all the Webberley children. I was born and grew up here in Hobart. I have 3 older siblings, 2 sisters and a brother. We grew up with a strong Catholic background.
Went to the local primary school, played a fair bit of sport as a younger child, was in the Boy Scouts, had a paper run, earned a bit of pocket money. Was brought up as an Anglican and was an altar server in the local church. Had a good childhood, was happy.
My dad taught us to love the Blessed Virgin and to say the Rosary, and he took us to Mass during the weekdays as well as on Sundays.
Go to church each Sunday. I was an altar server. We had a fair bit to do with the local parish.
When I was a teenager, I kind of maybe didn't lose my faith, but moved away a little bit. I've now become a bit more strong in my faith and try to get to daily Mass when I can and get the family to say the Rosary.
So I met her actually at my first job. We were friends for a while first.
We met when I was, I think, about 16. We were both working in the same bakery.
She was fairly quiet for a while, but I persisted and eventually got her to loosen up a bit. And
he says I wouldn't talk to him, but I think I was just a bit shy, really. Wasn't that I didn't like him.
And we became good friends, sort of slowly.
His mum at the time said that I would make a good daughter-in-law, and I thought that would never happen. But anyway, Rob kept on asking me out, and I started to realise that I really did like him, and so after I finally said yes, I would go out with him. We were only together for a few months before we were engaged, and then we were married in less than a year.
I didn't actually think I'd get married. I didn't think I'd get a wife. It sort of crept up on me. I wasn't after a wife. I wasn't after that lifestyle really. I was happy just working and earning a bit of money.
Although I wasn't very strong in my faith at that time, it's still been really important to me, and it was just important to me that we both get to heaven, and I wanted to help him grow stronger in his faith for that reason. But now Rob's quite happily coming to Mass on the weekdays, and he's very happy to say the Rosary with us, and so that's really nice. It makes it easier to bring the children up in the faith.
We're always busy. There's always somebody about. You're never by yourself. You're never lonely. There's always somebody annoying you, or there's somebody that needs your help or needs your attention or needs you to fix something. So it's great. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have one child and have no friends to play with, no one to talk to. It'd be a very quiet household. So,
well, it's never boring having this many people in the house. You've always got someone to talk to.
I like the noise doesn't affect me. I don't mind the noise at all. There's just always something to do. I never really thought about having a big family as such. It's a great blessing from God.
I feel a lot happier now than I did when I was younger. I just feel like, yeah, I'm very happy with this, having a large family and the busyness of it.
You can plan things and it never goes the way you want them. It's always planned for you. Getting to know the new baby and seeing their character sort of grow, and even with all their siblings as well, how they all react around the new one. They've all been great. None of them have really been put off or upset by the new one coming along. There's never been any real tantrums or anything from somebody wanting attention as such. They all help well. So I suppose, yeah, every single birth's been outstanding. Like
Cameron's really friendly. He'll just walk up to people and say hello, even if he doesn't know them.
Cameron was born, we were advised actually when Andrea was pregnant that he may have Down syndrome. He was born normally. He soon developed like a feeding problem when we got him home.
I've spent a lot of time with Cameron in hospital, and that's difficult because the family's not together. But I've also spent a lot of time in hospital praying, and even just a few weeks ago I was in hospital myself having surgery, and I was gone for a week, so the family's really managed well without me, and it was very sad without my baby, actually, not to see my 10-month-old baby for a week. But prayer and just learning to accept the will of God, and remember that He's kind of in charge and will look after us, and even if things are difficult sometimes, we can rely on Him to get us through it.
He was fed like that for about 6 years. He didn't, he was late to walk, he was late to make any sort of attempt at talking, and that was a pretty hard time. A lot of, I suppose my parents especially, didn't really understand his issues. As like they wanted us to sort of go to different doctors and get different diagnoses, but it wasn't going to change anything.
A few years ago, my husband gave up the work that he was doing to start working from home so that he could help look after Cameron. It takes a lot of patience too, and that's also something that I've really grown in over the years, and my faith has helped me with that, because I wasn't a very patient person when I was younger, but I think I'm still not perfect now, but I'm definitely a lot more patient than I was.
I made the decision to work from home on the basis that, one, I could sort of be a bit more flexible, and also one of our children is disabled, so it was to help out a bit more with him. As he gets a bit older, he's getting a bit strong for Andrea, so if I can help out the day-to-day jobs, sort of getting him up and ready for school and out the door. He's got a few issues ongoing, but he's getting there. He's sort of improving all the time. I'd say it's actually increased our faith somewhat, and also seeing how the other kids react around him has been good. And even other families and their kids they've actually said how good it is to have somebody like Cameron that is part of the family.
I'm very happy with this, having a large family and the busyness of it. I used to kind of just sit around reading magazines, and I'm glad that I don't have time for that anymore.
I'm Alison, and I'm the eldest child of Rob and Andrea. I feel that our family is a very happy family because there are so many small children, and they say funny things and they make you laugh. And when you come home, they're always there to welcome you. Well, praying together as a family, you have to help the little ones a lot, so sometimes it's a bit distracting, but it's nice to pray together as a family because then you get that family time together.
Oh, well, Alison's good at taking charge of the children and looking after them. Rochelle's a really good artist and she likes to wash the dishes.
Hi, I'm Bianca. I'm the third eldest of the family. But they're always there for us no matter what, and like if we ever need anything we can always talk to them about it and they'll listen to us and help us however they can.
Bianca is quite bright at her schoolwork and she's the one to go to if you need biscuits or cakes cooked for the school lunches. She likes to do that.
Prayer life is important in the home. We all get together for we say the Rosary every night. We've got a litany of saints that get said now. All the kids choose their own saints, and every night that follows the Rosary, which is non-negotiable, very important.
Well, we began by just saying the Divine Mercy Chaplet through Lent 1 year, and when Lent was finished we kept on going with it. Every day at 3 o'clock, and so at the time we were homeschooling, but when the children started going to school and they finished school at 3 o'clock, at the time we were living somewhere else and the church was at the school, so we would go into the church every afternoon after school and say the Divine Mercy before we left. And now that we've moved to another house, the church is not near the school, so it's become a little bit more work for me to get them all to the church each afternoon. But anyway, I just pick them all up from school and we drive to the church, and Father often brings Holy Communion for those who haven't gotten to Mass because they've been at school. So I just think it's important for them just to go and even just sit in the church and pray a little bit each day. So I make the effort to get them there.
A family with 10 children, and for those 10 children to be present for a country parish like ours, it's a new life for our parish because most of our parishioners are elderly people, and this big family has brought a real life into our parish. They are an inspiration for all those people who come to church. Their attendance, their presence, their way of attending Mass and recitation of the prayers, they are there for the Rosary. You can't get rid of them from the church. They are really part and parcel of the church.
About 2 years ago, we decided to sell our house closer into Hobart and sort of buy some land. We had our eye on some land not far from here. And at the last minute, the other party changed their mind, decided not to sell, when we actually ended up living with my parents or living with my mum for 3 months until we found this property. And, you know, it didn't take us too long to realise that, again, as I said before, our plan wasn't the right plan. God had a plan for us. Apart from Mass, I try and help out if I can. Like we do, we're on the roster for the morning teas after Mass on a Sunday.
Becoming stronger in the faith has been a very gradual thing. After I was married, I would go to Mass during the week sometimes, but I would think, well, I'll just get up late and eat breakfast and I wouldn't bother receiving Holy Communion. But I've read a bit about that and realised that Holy Communion is really important, and it's important to receive Jesus each day if I can. As a dad, he's there for the kids, ready to help because it's a lot of work on my own, or it would be. I know it is when he's at work, and so when he's home, he's very helpful and very loving.
Andrea, she keeps us all in check, I suppose. Keeps me in check. I was told, actually not long after I got married, I was told that she saved me, settled me down. So I may have a tendency to be a bit younger than I am. So sometimes she sort of reminds me that I'm supposed to be a bit more responsible and a bit more grown up.
It's such a happy and
busy.
Yeah, busy, but a really happy time.
And it's funny how many other people actually comment on it. Even just going to a shop or something, and you've got, even if you've only got half of them in tow, but people comment about the kids, how well they're behaved, or how good they are at something. So as a parent, it makes you quite proud.
We get a lot more positive comments than negative comments. We did get negative comments when we were younger and we would be expecting another baby, but we don't tend to worry about that anymore. And when we're out, like Rob said, lots of positive comments from other people.
A lot of talk in our church today about the new evangelisation, and we might ask, well, what's new about the new evangelisation? One thing that's new is that we're trying to renew the faith in people who should already be Catholic, should already be Christian. Individuals, families, communities, whole cultures that need to rediscover the gospel. And so what's new is that they're getting a new shot in the arm of faith, of evangelisation. But another thing that's new about it is the way that we do that. And the new media and groups like Shalom World TV are very important for bringing the gospel anew to our cultures, to our families, to each of us individually. And so I encourage all the viewers of Shalom World TV, and I encourage Shalom World TV themselves to keep up the good work, to keep watching this channel and to keep up the good work of presenting the Catholic faith to our world today.